Well, I've got a lot done in the shop, but I just wanted to quickly mention something I've gotten done here. This is the miter saw stand, and I've had 2 or 3 of these, both of them stationary. Actually, one of them, the third one, was something I just threw together for the house when I was working in the house. And I do most of my stuff out of plywood. And the reason is that it's less expensive in the long run. I'm trying to use up all the scraps I've got and all the different things. I take things apart and reuse them. But I've been trying to get rid of the dust from this thing. It makes an awful lot of dust. It's blowback. You really can't hope to vacuum it because it comes out with force, blows back at you if you have something to catch it. You'd have to have a really powerful dust collector with a hood to actually catch it in the air. So the best you can hope to do is to contain it and then clean it up after or have it vacuumed. So this is what I've kind of come up with. Now the problem with a large sliding miter saw is that when you make your dust hood in the back, it has to be like 4 feet deep in order to accommodate the rails that come out the back. So what I've done is I've made this canopy on here, and I've made it shallower, but I've taken and made it so it's in 2 pieces, and then there's a cloth here. Actually, this is an old piece of leather that I had. The miter saw can swivel from one side to the other, and it can still tilt, and that's why this thing is so high, because when it tilts it really changes configurations with the motor, so you really need the room. It's cut in slits back here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a clear plastic barrier that's actually screwed to the back of the miter saw, so it moves. It doesn't move with the saw, but it moves with the saw when you turn it from side to side. Because I found that over the years that with the miter saw, you get sawdust in 2 ways. One, it comes out of the small opening that is made to connect a vacuum cleaner to. It's about half of it. The other half just sort of sprays out from underneath the blade and a little bit over the top too. So I don't have anything connected back here. I'm letting the whole thing spray out the back. And hopefully between that and this curtain that clips down over the front of it, I can stop, I can stop the sawdust from blowing out and then blowing back out of this, and hopefully just keep it contained behind the rails over here. If I can do that, or at least get 50% is really good, but I think with this I'm gonna get more. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but I'll show you. I didn't really see any of it, coming out at me, so I'm assuming most of it is just staying back here. Something else about the saw that is, I think, a little bit unique is the way that the wings are made. And let me lower the camera here so that you can see that better. I've got these homemade hinges with a large bolt that goes through here, and I'll bring it right up here like this. And in here there's a double sleeve copper pipe. It acts like as a sleeve band. Now usually when the wings come up on the sides there's some kind of mechanism to hold it up or slide it. What I've done is I've taken and used some drawer slides that I pull out. And let me see if I can bring the camera down and show them to you. Drawer slides, and I don't know if you can see right up here where the drawer slides slide on, but there's a tapered wedge, so when it slides out it lifts and lifts and lifts more, so I can actually control within about 1/4 of an inch the levelness of this wing. And I also have it on the other side too, which is right there. Now, I found for my 5 years of working with this saw that I've had it over here on a stand, I've had it across the room on a bench, and it's permanently mounted, and I've taken 12-foot boards in and sawn them up and cut them up, and it's worked really well. But I found that I didn't need that. I didn't need to use all that room for the saw. Most of the time, I'm just cutting short pieces. And if I have a long piece to cut, well, my outfeed table is exactly the same height as this. So I can just swing this around and use the outfeed table to take up that extra length of wood. And when I cut wood, if I have a 12-foot piece of wood I need to cut into 5, couple-foot lengths, I usually mark it and then cut the middle first, so I only have 2 shorter pieces anyway. So I have 1 cut with a long piece of wood. So these wings I think are going to work out fine. Most of the time I don't even put them up. Just what's on the saw is fine. I also have down here a vacuum dedicated to this. I do have a dust collector, but this vacuum, small vacuum, is dedicated just to this, and it also serves double duty. And let me turn this around to show you here. And then right here there's another pipe coming out the side. This is just a crevice tool. Not important. And in the back of the saw there are 2 ball valves. Right now the pipe coming down from the miter saw is going to the vacuum cleaner. If I were to close this off and open this one, now this becomes what comes out of the vacuum, and I have a long hose that connects onto here and then fits onto my router and fits onto my my sander and my Kreg jig. So let me turn this back, because this is where it's used most. Let's see. Okay, the saw is open and the accessory vacuum is now closed. So, a little unorthodox. Don't know if it's going to work well or not. It seems like it's going to. But like I said, I've been trying to collect the sawdust from this beast for a long time with marginal success. And hopefully this is going to work out for me.